Happy New Round! Hi, my name's Scott Davis. Welcome to New World Birth. By accessing this presentation, you're inviting me to share this information regarding our passage through this challenging and yet very hopeful time. This is the care and feeding of a new world age report for the Gregorian date of July 15th, 2012, and One Crocodile in the Mayan Tzolkin calendar, and the beginning of a new Tzolkin round. We're also going to discuss the Cancer new moon and the sun moving into Leo. July 15th is One Crocodile, which carries the themes of beginnings, Mother Earth, protection and trust, nurturing, primordial energy, new opportunities and information, instincts, primal creativity, water lily, abundance, the essence of nature, beauty, receptivity, and growth. Much like other indigenous peoples who believed that the earth was carried on the back of a turtle, the Maya believed that our planet was carried on the back of a crocodile who would nurture and protect all its life forms. They believed that from this primal force, humans received messages and feelings about our connection to Mother Earth. This 13-day period would be an excellent time to spend in nature and listen to the subtle messages from Gaia. With One Crocodile, we begin a 260-day Tzolkin round, while the rest, and this particular Tzolkin round also has the date of Forahau, which is December 21st, 2012, but the round does not complete until March 31st, 2013 on 13 Ahau. Then I think it's important to note that the Maya continue to celebrate the Tzolkin while the rest of the world is conscious of the end of the Mayan long count, which the current Maya have not followed for a very long time. Many of the Mayan elders report that they don't even really know when the long count will end, but the Western media continues to focus on the winter solstice of this year. Astrologically, the One Crocodile Tzolkin begins with Mercury and Uranus newly retrograde, joining Neptune and Pluto in reviewing the past. And I covered the mechanics of retrograde planets in the One Eagle report on June 19th, 2012, and the three phases of this Mercury retrograde last time during the One Star video on July 2nd. So you might want to go and check those out if you missed them. This Mercury retrograde is very active and makes many positive aspects to other planets during its cycle. Mercury in Leo gets particular support from Mars in Libra and Uranus in Aries. This brings together the lower and higher minds with the courage to express our inspirational thinking. I mean, don't get me wrong. You still want to take some time before signing any contracts or finalizing any paperwork. Put that off if you can until after August 8th. This is really, in Leo, Mercury, as it appears to be moving in reverse, this is a great time for creativity and writing, reconnecting with folks you haven't seen in a while, playing with children of all ages. And during this Tzolkin period, Mercury makes favorable angles to Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Uranus. And with Venus and Jupiter in Mercury-ruled Gemini, there's just a lot of real positive energy to this Mercury retrograde cycle. But we also have Mars opposing Uranus and squaring Pluto, which is initiating, and it has this irritating energy and aggressively activating these two giants of transformation. So there's some danger to this situation. So I suggest choosing caution during the time leading up and through the new moon, when the intensity will begin to wane somewhat. This is the first of two cardinal T-squares this summer, and with Mars aggression in the sign of Libra, relationships in tension with Uranus, the unexpected, in Aries, even more aggression, being challenged by Pluto, death and transformation. In Capricorn, steadfast resistance. We have a perfect storm scenario that can play out in any number of ways. As we've talked about previously, both Venus and Saturn in Libra are moving forward again. So folks are ready to make some big changes in their relationships. And many relationships have been ending under this influence. This transit really brings some pressure that can lead people just to snap. This is the good end. What you can use this energy for that's positive is breaking out of any stuck areas in our lives. But just be aware that others may not be responding to this experience as consciously as we are. And I think that we'll continue to hear shocking news, related to the global economy, during this period, with especially seeing the slowing of the U.S. and Europe and China's economy. So, all this is really moving us towards a complete upheaval and transformation of our current systems. These events are essential as humanity shifts from the previous power structures that are decaying, and the world's going to look really different after 2015. So buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. So here are the details of the daily energy for this Trecena. July 15th is One Crocodile, and it's about unity experienced through nurturing new beginnings, and the sun is challenged by Saturn, which illuminates our limitations and has us questioning our need for self-gratification in relation to our duty to others, while the Gemini moon is stimulated by Uranus and Mercury and merges with Venus. This colors the emotional energy of the day with an openness to inspiration and a desire to achieve a goal. And then it has the love of creating art, cooking something special, socializing, nurturing our friendships. The following day, the 16th, is 2 Wind, and this is about duality experience through our communications as the moon gains support from Saturn, which brings a realistic view of life. And then on July 17th, we have 3 Night, and this is about taking action in contemplating the stars. As Mars is supported by Jupiter and challenged by Pluto, this brings some really challenging energy to the beginning of this Trecena period, because it brings the desire to expand beyond any restrictions, but it's also activating the Uranus-Pluto square, which could bring some unexpected defiant energy that could lead to major eruptions. And then as the Cancer moon joins this dance with its support from Neptune, its opposition of Pluto, and then being challenged by Mars and Uranus, which creates a grand cross that brings tremendous amounts of stress. People are going to pop unless you have skills for dealing with crisis. I suggest just avoiding being at the scene of the crime. The 18th is 4 Seed, which is about finding stability. 4 Seed, right here. Which is about finding stability through making new connections or planting seeds. As Mars is opposed by Uranus and Jupiter in an uncomfortable aspect to Pluto, we have another intense day where shocking experiences and radical shifts are likely, as the moon is challenged by Saturn, which may have some feeling down and out of touch with others and lonely. And then the 19th is 5 Serpent. And that's about being empowered by being flexible. with the Cancer new moon merging with the sun, stimulated by Jupiter and Mars, and supported by Uranus, which brings energy for new beginnings by letting go of attachment to the world that once was. This new moon is like a new mother's experience of the pain of giving birth the first time. As much as she's been informed, she's going to have her own unique experience, which will change her life forever in ways that she cannot perceive from the current vantage point. We need to let go of any expectations. In Cancer, this is nurturing energy, which resonates with the Crocodile Tzolkin's overall theme. This is an emotional sensitivity, and in the chart of this new moon, Mars, the planet of aggression, is in an uncomfortable alignment with Chiron, the wounded healer, which will leave some of us feeling raw as our wounds are being re-experienced, so that we're aware of them, so that and ready to release them. New beginnings at this time is initiated by setting an intention related to 26 degrees of Cancer, wherever you find that in your birth chart in astrology. Anyway, something new can be really wonderful after moving through the adjustment to it being unfamiliar. Okay. And then on the 20th, we have 6 transformation, and this is about being in the flow while letting go of the past. And as the Leo moon merges with Mercury and harmonizes with Venus, which has our moods impacting our logic and brings the desire to be with the people we love. July 21st is 7 Deer, which is about reflection through serving others. While the moon is being stimulated by Saturn and supported by Neptune, the day begins with wanting to be alone in our thoughts and feelings and ends with a sensitivity to others. And then on the 22nd, we have 8 Star. And 8 Star is about balance through being grateful for abundant relationships, with the sun entering in Leo, which illuminates our willpower, our creativity, and our playfulness. And while Jupiter is being stimulated by Uranus, which brings a desire to make positive changes in our lives that empower us and bring forth wisdom. And after all this challenging energy prior to the new moon, we really need a life-affirming day. And I don't know about you, but I have been feeling the energies of these transits. This has been rough. Mercury sextile Mars stimulates mental activity as the Virgo moon is supported by Pluto and challenged by Jupiter and Venus, which colors the day's emotions, beginning with a sensitivity and intensity to our feelings. And later we have positive moods and generosity. And finally, we're enjoying socializing and getting to know people. July 23rd is 9 Offering. This is about patience through appreciating all of creation, with the Libra moon in harmony with the sun, which is a nice feeling of equanimity between our inner and outer worlds. And then we have on the 24th, it's 10 Dog. And this is a manifestation through enjoying family and friends, as Mercury retrograde continues to be active when it harmonizes with Jupiter, expanding the amount of information we're receiving about our cosmic course correction that I talked about in the last report, as we review the past for clues about what it's going to be like in the future. With a challenging square between Jupiter and the wounded healer Chiron, which continues to expand our awareness of our wounds so that they can be healed. The Libra moon is also active on the 24th and is challenged by Pluto, opposed by Uranus, supported by Jupiter, stimulated by Mercury, and merges with Mars. The emotional energy ranges from compulsiveness to leaping to unwarranted conclusions to a sense of well-being, to increase social contacts, and finally it just feels irritable. July 25th is 11 Monkey, which is resolution through creating something new. This is another busy day as Mercury makes an uncomfortable angle to Chiron, the wounded healer, yet is supported by Uranus, which brings a new level of consciousness regarding our wounds from the past as they're ready to be healed through this new awareness. And then with the moon in Libra, it gains support from Venus and merges with Saturn. The day's emotional energies move from pleasant interactions with people in our environment to later wanting to spend time alone in our thoughts and feelings. The 26th is 12 Road, and that's about understanding through community service. As the last quarter, Scorpio moon is supported by Neptune, stimulated by Pluto, challenged by the Sun and Mercury. The emotional energy shifts from daydreamings to feeling challenges, to following our daily routine, to having later profound emotions that overwhelm rational thoughts. And then July 27th is 13 Reed. And this is movement to the next stage through maintaining the home. And it's a day with no major aspects, which would be the best used as a day of rest to integrate all the energies of this 13-day period. So anyway, this being the One Crocodile Tzolkin here, and which is about unity through nurturing new beginnings and the beginning of a whole new Tzolkin round. I thought I'd talk about the Tzolkin calendar, which Ian Lungold used to refer to as the personal calendar of the Maya, and I think it really is a personal calendar. I think that, it's 260 days, which is basically about the time of a human gestation. So I think it's really represents kind of like biorhythms that we all have. And so that's why I just think this keeps going and going and going, no matter what else is happening as an energy. The Tzolkin is made up of 13 galactic tones, which are numbered between 1 and 13, and 20 sacred sun signs. That's what's around the outside of the circle. The combination of these two intentions were so important to the Maya that their day sign was their first name because it set their life's intention. For instance, my day sign is 13 Imish, or crocodile, which is about moving to the next level through nurturing new beginnings. So that's what I'm here to do. I ascend in consciousness through nurturing others to have new experiences. And if you're interested, Mayan Magics is just a really great resource for all things Tzolkin, including my favorite, which is this the Mayan calendar conversion codex, which I used for this diagram as just to keep me on the straight and narrow, so I didn't fall off anywhere. And this diagram shows the 20 sacred sun signs that are in that codex, and then that you can use to figure out your own day sign. Each sign is colored to show its relationship to the 4 directions and 4 elements. And we begin with crocodile, which is red and represents the east, and fire and birthing. And then next we have wind, which is in white, and it's connected to the north and the air and the mind. And then we have night, which is connected, which in blue, which represents the west and water and endings. And then we have seed, which in yellow is aligned with the south and the earth and the body. And as we move around the wheel, the pattern stays constant of red, white, blue, yellow, red, white, blue, yellow, and so on and so on. And I find it really interesting that each trecena ends with the same color it starts on. So groupings of 13 follow the same pattern. For instance, the first Trecena we have is one crocodile, which comes all the way around to here. And then we start with one jaguar, and that comes all the way around to here. And then we begin with one deer, which then comes all the way around to here. And then we begin one sun. And that, so you can see that the rhythm of red, white, blue, yellow is also represented in the order of the Trecenas. And then the other thing I'm trying to show here is you can see that each of these has kind of like a halo. It has a color around the color, and those colors are connected to a square. There's 4 of them, and what that represents is what we call the burner days. When we look at, let's say, I'll look at my burner days. I am a 13 crocodile. So every 65 days, we hit one of these burner days. So 65 days after that, I come up to 13 transformation. And then 65 days after that, it goes to 13 monkey. And 65 days after that, it's 13 wisdom. And so, again, we have the same pattern: red, white, blue, yellow. So this pattern of looking at the 4 directions as it relates to elements and this really tells us a lot about our own personal development. And the burner days are really about, what happens is when you've got one coming up, usually about 5 days before that, you experience a little more tension. Things get a little more interesting. I mean, they come up in a pattern that really just brings about a transformation until you get to whatever your burner day is, and then you move on and you go through the cycle until you start to move into this next one. And so I thought that this being a brand new Tzolkin round, one of the things I thought I would do is I would offer during this One Crocodile Tzolkin. If you book a reading with me, I'm going to add in your Tzolkin day sign. I'll also go into what Trecena it's in and what are your burner days, so you can kind of see how these other influences are here to kind of guide us to the next level of our personal energy. And recently I had a question about the Tzolkin, which I'm paraphrasing, but he said, do we still feel the influences of the first sign of the Trecena, for which the 13-day period is named, as strongly later in the cycle as we do during the first half of the Trecena? Or is its influence adjusted by the precession of the internal signs? And honestly, I think both of these are true. I think for instance, I think the influence of crocodile in this Trecena, going through the 13 stages, I think that the crocodile is the overall energy of the Trecena. Is like hearing a hum when you first walk into a room, and the longer you're in the room, the more our ears sort of adjust to what the changing sounds are and filter out the humming noise. But I think if you listen really closely on July 24th, we'll still be able to feel the influence of crocodile, even though we're hearing the dog's melodic howl. But that's just my opinion. So no matter whether you're feeling the 13 days as nurturing and primordial knowledge, or you're experiencing each one of these individually, this is during this One Crocodile Tzolkin. Also take some time out to be in the flow of the planet by being in nature, watching a sunrise or sunset, communing with the stars, being conscious of the moment through introspection, meditation, being with somebody you love. Every single day we have is a blessing, no matter what dramas beckon to distract us. We're all here giving the performance of a lifetime on the world stage. but just take some time out to observe the play, observe your life, observe your experience, as well as act your part. Because remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. Anyway, thank you for checking out New World Birth. The next segment of Care and Feeding of a New World Age will be on July 28th for One Jaguar, and we'll discuss the Aquarius full moon, Mercury turning direct, Venus moving into Cancer. You can check us out on Facebook or YouTube or the Mayan Magic's website. And I invite you, as always, to email me at newworldbirth@yahoo.com. If you have any questions or wish to schedule a reading, I am providing readings. So if you wish to make, and I wish to make this service available to the greatest amount of folks, so I've created 3 options with 3 levels of compensation, where the readings are designed to provide information to help you navigate these difficult times that we're in and that are yet to come. At the basic level, we'll look at your human design chart to help you understand how to use your individual strategy and authority in making life decisions based on your own unique design. I'll include 3 months of astrological transits as they relate to your natal and progressed astrology charts, along with the human design reading for the middle level, and then at the top level, the human design and astrological transit reading will be recorded and sent to you as an MP3 that you can download on your computer. So if you're thinking about getting a reading during these uncertain times, please contact me, because I would love to provide you a reading. And if you do it during the next 13 days, during the One Crocodile Tzolkin, I will add in the Mayan day sign as no extra charge for all 3 readings at any level. To get the reading, you're going to have to be able to either call me in Maine, in the USA, or connect with me on Skype to receive the reading. As always, I'm blessed that you've taken the time out to connect with my passion for these ancient mysteries and their application to our journey during this incarnation. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. In Lakesh.